Hey guys, what is up? This is Materialists, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw This Time. It is going to be on Materialists. This movie stars Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal, as Dakota Johnson plays a matchmaker when she wants to try to get people with other people and trying to find the right matches for them. The only thing is that she is currently single, and when she meets up with an old boyfriend of hers, and also meeting a new boyfriend played by Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans being her old boyfriend, as things for her are much more different now that she is seeing this other guy while she also meets up with her old boyfriend. And of course, this presumably being a love triangle type film, while it seems that way at first, but really though, it's not in the same way as like Twilight or last year's Challengers, but much more than that. This movie is directed by Celine Song, who directed Past Lives. Believe it or not, I never actually watched that movie when I really should have, since I love what A24 does with their movies, and Lecter is climbing on my lap once again because he just wants to show the world that he is a good kitty while I make these videos. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Lecter. You made me forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Celine Song in Past Lives. It was a big hit with critics and audiences and was nominated for multiple Oscars. So it would be rightfully so for Celine Song to come back with another film. And I definitely want to check out Past Lives one day, especially after watching this film, because I was really intrigued with the storyline behind this movie. It takes a very simple concept, but because the performances all around from Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal, how they work very well together in this movie, especially since Dakota Johnson has proven that while Madam Web might have been an absolute atrocity, and that's funny because, you know, the fact that all three of these actors have been in comic book films, well, I mean, Pedro Pascal is going to be in the new Fantastic Four movie, and Chris Evans actually was in the older Fantastic Four movies, so yeah, I don't know. I just kind of find that very interesting. So, yeah, they're definitely the highlights when it comes to this movie, and they all work very well together. I really enjoyed the direction that Celine Song was going for in this movie, and the fact that she also wrote the screenplay as well, as I really thought what she was going for here was quite heavy, as scenes do drag on for a little bit, which for me is something that I would usually complain about, but I don't know. While there were definitely some, it wasn't in the way that, you know, when it came to some of the moments between the heavy scenes between Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans, or Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal. As it has some moments of dialogue that you would usually expect with films like this, but because it's handled so well, and who doesn't love seeing Pedro Pascal in a film, as people were super pissed off when he got killed off in The Last of Us, even though people who have played The Last of Us Part 2 knew that was going to happen. But you can read my review of all the episodes of Season 2 if you want to check that out. And when it comes to the relationship she has with these two, it's very basic, yet I was also very intrigued with where the story would progress, like if she was gonna end up with her new boyfriend or old boyfriend. But really though, I feel like the concept alone behind this film is very basic, as of course it's basically showing how you shouldn't always rely on matchmaking to do the matchmaking for you, as you should just go out and try meeting someone out in the world rather than just, you know, having to rely on another person to try and help you with finding that special someone in your life. As I really like the direction it was going for. While there are some times in the movie where, you know, there are definitely some heavy drama moments between Dakota Johnson and her career as a matchmaker in this movie, there is one specific client that she has that is going through a very troublesome relationship with one person she hooked her up with. While it definitely has a big part later down the line in the movie, I kind of would have preferred had they gone a little bit more deeper than that, because when it comes to that situation, I don't know, I wasn't really as connected to that. I mean, I did feel bad for what was going on. It's just, there are some times where I feel like they could have showed a little bit more, but then again, sometimes it's one of those aspects where less is more, but I kind of would have liked it had that been handled a little bit better in terms of, you know, what goes on like after that. So I'm not really going to get into any major spoilers, but there are some times where, you know, Dakota Johnson's character isn't always who she's out to be, especially since she's playing a matchmaker and she hasn't been pleasing every single client, like if her company is a scam or whatnot. But yeah, there are tons of different directions this movie goes in, which it's kind of a little bit hard to keep up with, but nonetheless, I still found myself very invested, and I was mostly sold by the end of it. But in the end, guys, I really enjoyed Materialists. It has really solid direction as well as writing. It takes a very simple premise that has been done many times, but I feel like the direction that Celine Song has gone on for with this film, as well as the performances from the three main leads, I thought it was very investing. And by the end of it, I feel like this film definitely had just enough material to work with. I feel like this is definitely more of a couples film, and this is coming from a single man who saw this movie alone. And I've been single my entire life, though one of these days I do want to change that. But yeah, I'm glad I went out to go and see it. So yeah, I mean, we got both Elio and 28 Years Later coming out, so I might as well get this out of the way. Though, yeah, I'm glad I got to see it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram or maybe Blue Sky. Give me a follow if you can. Links in the description. And I'll see you guys later. Word out.